Hello and welcome to the 12th Report with Blessings Musugu, and these are the headlines. Kidnappers of Kaduna Christian worshippers lay out conditions. Suicide bomber kills 5 soldiers in Borno attack. U.S. President signs Board of Peace Charter in Davos despite reservations from key allies. We have our reporters stationed in different parts of the country and beyond. And we've got the details in a moment. President Donald Trump has led other world leaders to sign a charter for his Board of Peace on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos, calling it a very exciting day and saying everybody wanted to be a part of the initiative. So far, more than 24 countries have accepted Trump's invitation to join the board. However, none of the U.S. major European allies have committed, with some outrightly rejecting the idea. The U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff confirmed that up to 25 countries had accepted the invitation.
In the document to the next phase, and hopefully that will be successful. Without that, we can't rebuild. So if Hamas does not demilitarize, that will be what holds back Gaza and the people of Gaza from achieving their aspiration, and that's very important. So the next 100 days, we're going to continue to just be heads down and focused on making sure this is implemented. We continue to be focused on humanitarian aid, humanitarian shelter, but then creating the conditions to move forward. So thank you. Final point I'll just make is this is really only possible because of the work of so many people and President Trump's great leadership. But a lot of you have been asking, how can we help? So the countries have all been incredibly generous. We'll be doing the first conference where we'll announce a lot of the contributions that will be made in a couple weeks in Washington. From the private sector, there'll be amazing investment opportunities. I know it's a little risky to be investing in a place like this, but we need you to come, take faith, invest in the people, try to be a part of it. And then finally, I'll just talk to people on the media and on the social media, which is, this deal only happened because we worked with Israel, we worked with Turkey, we worked with Qatar, we worked with Saudi, we worked with Egypt. I mean, everyone worked together. We worked with UAE. We all worked together to make this happen. I see a lot of people trying to escalate, criticizing Israel or Israelis criticizing Turkey or Qatar. Just calm down for 30 days. I think that the war's over. Let's do our best to try working together. Our goal here is peace between Israel and the Palestinian people. Everyone wants to live peacefully. Everyone wants to live with dignity. Let's put our efforts towards promoting those who are doing the work to build this up, like Ali and his committee. Let's focus on the positive stories, and let's just calm down, turn a new chapter. And if we believe that peace is possible, then peace really can be possible. So we're going to continue to work every day. We need all of your help to do it. And again, I just really want to thank President Trump for his leadership in doing this. This would not have been possible without your commitment to this. Everyone thought it was impossible to end this war. You never gave up. You never stopped. Every time there was a setback, you told us to try harder. You gave us different ideas. And we've made several impossible things happen just in Gaza to date. And there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to make even more impossible things happen. So really thank you for your amazing leadership.
Thank you, Jared and Steve. Now I would like to introduce and welcome to the podium the High Representative for Gaza, Nikolay Mladenov.
Mr. President, it's a great honor and a massive responsibility for me, for my team, for all of us to be here with you to begin this journey. Who would have thought 2 years ago that we will be sitting here with this group of countries, with this leadership, giving the people of Gaza a new chance? Who would have thought that last Friday I would be sitting, Mr. President, in Cairo with an amazing group of Palestinian technocrats, people who you don't see on the news, people who are not media personalities, but who are experts, who are committed to giving their people a chance in life. And this is what this is all about. For too long, Gazans, Palestinians, and Israelis have lived with conflict, with death, with destruction. Now, the page turns. And whether the page turns successfully really depends on all of us. We have the ingredients for it. We have the leadership of the United States and President Trump. We have a great group of countries joining the Board of Peace and more to come. We have a fantastic Palestinian team on the ground, and we must make it work. Our partnerships are there, our plans are in place, and we need your support. And finally, I look to all of you who are in this room and who are watching this meeting from their screens at home or in their offices. Please put away your talking points for a minute. Please put away your fears. Please put away your concerns. Please stop listening to the rumors and to the gossip. Focus on what we have to do today, because the future of 2 million Palestinians is at stake, and if we give them a chance, we will do more than that. We will create opportunities for 1 billion people who live in the Middle East and beyond, and who are responsible, also who want to see transformation and a chance in life for the future. So please join us on this journey, join the Board of Peace, and join us in supporting this excellent initiative. And thank you again, President Trump and the United States, for taking this decisive leadership forward.
Thank you. President Trump, would you like to make some concluding remarks?
Well, I just want to tell you it's all happening. And one of the first things I said when we really got involved in this project, and it's a big one, but it's very doable, I said to Jared and Steve and some of the other folks, including Larry Fink, and congratulations on the great success. The two of you have done a fantastic job. This is bigger and better than ever. We usurped some of your time for a very important reason, and you understand that better than anybody, and we appreciate that you're here very much. Thank you both very much. But I said that, you know, this is a great location. It all begins, see, I'm a real estate person at heart, and it's all about location. And I said, look at this location on the sea. Look at this beautiful piece of property, what it could be for so many people. It'll be so great. People that are living so poorly are going to be living so well. But it all began with a location. That's the vision. They look out on the waters, and very few places are like it. So we put together a team that's outstanding, a team that's done it before, a team that I think has done tougher jobs. If you want to know the truth, we've done some tough jobs. And we continue to. As far as the United States is concerned, we're behind it. And the United States has never been stronger, never been bigger, better. It's doing really well. You see that, building thousands of businesses, plants, factories all over the United States are right now under construction. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And this is just an honor to be involved with this, and to be involved with the great people in this room and the great leaders that are sitting on stage. We thank you very much. And we have many others that have signed up, and they all want to be members of the Board of Peace, because it really will be important. This is not going to be a waste of time. We waste so much time on things that never happen. This will happen, and it's already happening. Thank you very much, everybody. It's a great honor to be with you. Thank you. Thank you.
Visuals of Donald Trump leading the signing ceremony in Davos. He's led other world leaders to sign a charter for his Board of Peace on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos, calling it a very exciting day. And he also says that everybody wants to be a part of this initiative. And from what we see, the world leaders are receptive of it. More than 24 countries have accepted this invitation to join the board. And none of the U.S. major European allies have committed so far, with some outright rejecting this idea. So we can say that it's a 50-50 reception The U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff also confirmed that up to 25 countries had accepted this invitation as of Wednesday. The ceremony held after the U.S. president dropped planned tariffs on 8 European countries and ruled out using force over the Danish territory. All right, you're live with us on the 12 Report. We go on a short break now, and when we come back, we'll take some more stories. Stay with us. All right, now from the International Board of Peace, let's also tell you that NATO has pushed back on claims by U.S. President Donald Trump saying that Greenland's sovereignty was not discussed during recent talks with the United States. Trump had suggested a framework of a future deal involving the island, but NATO's Secretary General clarified that Denmark's control over Greenland was not on the agenda. Danish officials also rejected any notion of negotiations, stressing that the territory is not for sale. The comments have sparked concern among allies, though diplomats insist Greenland's status is unlikely to change. And now for more of this, I'm joined by our senior international correspondent and anchor, Afia Hagen. Afia, Donald Trump has once again revived his ambition to acquire Greenland, but now he says he wouldn't use force. How serious should we take this? Again, is it rhetoric, is it strategy, or a genuine policy ambition? Because I know that we had a similar conversation yesterday.
And in between that time, we have had Donald Trump's speech that he gave yesterday at Davos. And in amongst boasting about America's economy, he did make it clear that even though he really wants Greenland, he is insistent that Greenland will be part of the United States for military reasons, for security reasons. He's now decided that he will not take Greenland by force. And yes, I think there will be a lot of people sort of exhaling and breathing a sigh of relief, but by no means does it mean that this is over. Yes, he said that he won't use force, he won't perhaps use the military to be able to take Greenland, but it doesn't mean that he has backed down on his position when it comes to Greenland. So again, this is about Donald Trump upping the ante, using rhetoric, and perhaps bluster to try and get what he wants. But he's realized perhaps now that that is not going to work, that acquiring another NATO ally by force, legally, politically, and diplomatically is just impossible. So this is more than talking points. This is about real rhetoric. And it also gives us an insight into Trump's worldview that perhaps he feels it. Strong arming is the way through to a certain extent, but then realizes that actually that is not going to work.
All right, Afia, how does the inauguration of the Board of Peace now affect the world order?
Well, the Board of Peace that Trump has created initially was supposed to be about stopping the war in Gaza. Now I think he wants to expand his ambitions so that the Board of Peace essentially stops wars everywhere. I think what we have to really do is look at who is on this Board of Peace. See, the UK has refused to be part of it so far because of the inclusion of perhaps the Russian president and because of Hungary's president, Viktor Orban, as well. If we look at some of the members of this Board of Peace, you have got, like I said, Viktor Orban, you have the Argentinian president as well. These are all people that are strong men, sort of like President Trump himself. He's surrounding himself with people that agree with him, essentially. What does this mean for the New World Order? What does this mean for geopolitics? Well, it depends on what the Board of Peace does. I mean, it's set out to stop wars, to bring peace the world over, and perhaps to give President Trump a prize at the end of it. He doesn't have the Nobel Peace Prize of his own violation, and we know that he is so passionate about that, furious that he doesn't have that. Perhaps his own Board of Peace will give him a prize. If you're going to have a Board of Peace, you're going to have to work with the United Nations. Trump has repeatedly criticized the United Nations, but says he will work with them in this capacity. I think really this is about what does this Board of Peace stand for? What is it really going to do? Yes, it's about perhaps forwarding the peace plan in Gaza and Israel, but how will it do that? How will it affect peace in that particular place? And also Syria and other places across the world. I think it remains to be seen how he wants to roll this out. You know, you've got this futuristic new Gaza plan that's promoted by the United States. Jared Kushner has taken a huge part in that. You have this timeline of a 20-point plan to peace and prosperity put forward, but you have to have all the actors involved in agreement of this plan for it to be effective.
All right, News Central's international correspondent in Accra, Afia Hagen, there following on the story with Trump's framework of future deal. And definitely we'll see how this turns out. A big thank you to our correspondent and anchor. Now, in Dangba community, Jiwa Ward, Abuja municipal area. Speaking of schools in Kuje, residents say that their primary school is open, but learning is barely happening. They complain of a lack of teachers, inadequate facilities, and missing basic learning materials, which is affecting pupils' education. Our correspondent Sumaya Abubakar joins us live from the LEA Primary School, Dangma. Sumaya, what conditions are you seeing at the school currently?
Good afternoon, blessings. Yes, currently I'm standing in front of the LEA primary school, Dangba, and then as you can see, right behind me, you'd see the how the structure is currently. Right here, you see how uncompleted, of course, this building is. It's looking shattered and tattered, and when you walk into the building, of course, it's filled with just debris of actually nothing, just some particularly destroyed seats. Now, according to some of the residents, they pointed out that this is something that has been going on for the longest time. Now, if you take the camera is panning right down to the other side, that end building also have no roof at all. Now, I have to establish, of course, the site of what this primary school is. This is a government school in a community in Jiwa local government of the Abuja Municipal Area Council. And then we have, of course, one of the parent and community person here that would be walking us through their concerns. So we have Mr. Dantani Shekonu here with us. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Shekonu, tell us, how you people are faring. You have children, and how you're faring without this major primary school.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to say something this afternoon. About this school, the problem that we are facing here is that the teachers that are here are qualified. Quite right. But the problem is that our road, for teachers to come to school, is a difficulty during rain season. Now it's better and better. That is the roadside. Because during rain season, a military after rain, it can't enter, even a car, it can't enter. Because I can measure some of the teachers that have fell down during coming to school. So this is the reason why the school is like this. And truthfully, right now, there's no any student that came to school. All children are in private school right now.
So I have to establish the fact that, Blessings, that what he's saying is that for them, they are not as even bothered as, when the school, even if the school is like this, as long as there are quality teachers coming into their school. So one of their major concerns is the fact that the teachers are not able to come because the road that leads right from the major road, to this community is clearly non-existent. It's a bad road. And he's saying it's even get worse after, during the rainy season. But then apart from, the teaching skills and teaching quality, what about the structure? How have you people been faring? How are your kids coming to school been faring during the raining season that you mentioned earlier?
Thank you to asking me this question. During rain season, when children came to school, if rain fall, all the children will go home. If rain fall before daybreak, the children will come to school and sweep the water inside the classroom before starting the racing. Thank you.
So currently, I don't see any students, and it's a school session. So what happened? Why are the kids not here?
The reason why our kids are not here is that the teachers are tired to come in school. Even the headmaster that have a car. Right now, this car is wrecked because of the road, because of the bad road. So right now, children are in private school because there's no teachers that's coming there here again. That's why all parents are taking their children to the private school.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Shekwonu, here talking to us about, what this is all about. Now, we have another person here that will be talking to us, Mr. Monday Ayuba, that will be walking us through at least some of the measures that, they have taken as community members to call the attention of the government. Good afternoon, Mr. Ayuba.
Good afternoon, ma.
So tell us, we know that, of course, your students are not here, and we've noticed that apart from this school, there are some other schools that you are able to take your children. Explain to us what those schools are.
Good afternoon once again. I remain Mr. Ayuba Abelo from Dagma village. Quite all right, the problem of this school is very big and big. The reason I said the problem is big and big, if you discover the condition of the school, you will discover that the school have been punished. Number one, if you check the roofing now of the school, the structure is no more. If we are discussing of how the access of coming to the school, again, the teachers are lack of where to come because of the road.
So with all of this, where are the students in this community going to school now?
Quite all right. Now, as I'm talking to you, the students, some of us are taking our children out of this community, despite for them to go and live for another different community to be getting what they want, pertaining their educational level.
So as community members now, what have you people done to talk to government? Have you people made any efforts?
Quite all right. We have been trying. Even if you go to the local government now, that is AMAC, you discover some of our written is there. Some of the teachers in this school, they are supporting us, most especially as e.g. as I am now. I have an evidence that is up to 4 that have been read in my letter to get to the Abuja Municipal Council concerning the school renovation.
So election is coming up February 21st. With all of this happening, who would you vote for? I'm talking about the quality of the person you would want in office, and what would your attention be for them to do for Dagma community?
Quite all right. In this Dagma community, we are hoping that we go for with good governor. The good governor that will think about us, to take care of us, to take our responsibility, that will enable us to move forward. We are ready to vote for a person that is capable to help us. Like if we have Mekalangu.
We don't need to mention names on that. It's up to you on who you would want to. But what are the major things that you want for Dagma community?
The major things we want now, e.g. is road. We are lack of road. Again, the school issues. Third, primary health care. These are the major things we are lacking in the community. Dagma.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Monday Ayuba. Blessing you here from the community people now to give some missed details. Currently, we know that there are 2 private, primary school here, and this private secondary school are really small. I'm talking about schools that are not clearly, to some level accredited. But according to them, of course, they've gotten some guideline from the FCTA, primary board, but then there's still more to do. According to, of course, community members here, they say the few teachers coming here, at the end of the day, their children are not able to even pronounce ABCD after graduating primary school, and hence the reason why they had to pull them out from this close to non-existent facility to get to those primary school. A one-room uncompleted building is what we call the private school in this community. Then there's a distant private school, a bit distance around the major road where they take their children, which is more costly. They also pointed out, like Mr. Monday said, about health facility. There is no primary health care anywhere close to this community. They have to go way outside. So in case of any night pregnant woman emergency or even health emergency at night, nothing, they cannot reach the public facilities, health facilities quickly. So currently, this is the condition of this Dagma community. Now, I have to point out that they said to some extent, the AMAC current chairman reached out and then assisted in, giving them water and electricity. So we're talking about, say about 2-3 years ago, they did not have electricity and water, but now they have it. But then other major...
Okay, apologies for interrupting, Sumaya. That's Sumaya Bakar there, our correspondent, giving us an update on the struggle for infrastructure in the FCT, in Dagma community in the FCT. Definitely, we're hoping that there is a response from the appropriate authorities in no time. News Central will definitely be following that story. But let's head back to one of our top stories. Bandits who abducted 177 Christian worshippers from Kurminwali community in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State have demanded the return of 17 motorcycles allegedly lost during recent military operations as a condition for the victims' release. The worshippers were kidnapped from 3 churches on Sunday morning during coordinated attacks on the community. The village head of Kurminwali, Ishaku Den Azumi, disclosed this to News Central correspondent in Kurminwali on Wednesday, saying the bandits contacted a negotiator acting on behalf of the community and insisted that the missing motorcycles must be returned before the captives could regain their freedom. And in the meantime, Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State has visited the scene of the Sunday, January 18 church attacks and abduction, where he expressed his empathy on the victims and the community members. The governor, who condemned the attack, assured the residents of Kurminwali that he will do all he can, together with support from the federal government, to rescue their community members from the hands of the terrorists.
I made it clear to the Minister of Defense that it is important, and I urge him as a Minister of the Defense and someone from Kaduna State who know the terrain very well, to ensure that we have military command here, base, because that's the only way we can be able to protect the people of Kurminwali. If you move from here within the bush, it will take you only a few minutes to find yourself in Regina. And we know what Regina is all about. It's an epicenter of insecurity in this country. The military have done a lot in addressing the problem that is Kaduna Abuja Road, which connects Regina. We are going to come very soon and build a hospital, a befitting one in this very important community. Thank you very much. And the road aspect is very important.
Now, still in Kurminwali, the chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria in the 19 northern states and the Federal Capital Territory, Joseph Hayab, has criticized initial denials by the police over the abduction of worshippers from churches in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State, calling on the government to rescue the victims and restore public confidence. The Reverend Hayab was a guest of News Central's flagship breakfast program, Breakfast Central, where provided insights into the factors driving the continued attacks of churches in the north and what can be done to reverse the trend. Now, Khan acknowledged the challenges of verifying incidents in remote areas, but stressed that such challenges do not justify dismissive public statements. Let's take a look.
But to me, as a faith leader, I would say it is sad. If my house is on fire and I call you and say fire, fire, you don't tell me that it's not true, there's no fire. You have to come and see and be sure there's no fire. Even when they claim to have come, how, when did they come, and who came with them? Stories are flying and coming out now. You see, that's the trouble with dealing with locals. Be careful what you tell them. They would tell their brothers. When those who came and told the locals to deny that nothing happened, how can they deny? Well, their friends, their brothers, their parents are in the bush. So this way, the mix-up that happened. It's difficult to lay your hand exactly why the denial in the first place. But simply, now that reality has been confirmed, people were kidnapped, people are still in the hands of the criminals or terrorists. All we want is go after them, make sure you rescue them. Citizens must feel secure, citizens must be protected, and that's all citizens are asking from government. Yesterday.
Now, bandits have abducted 9 people, including 3 children, hours after killing 6 residents in Akwondo community, Kachia local government area of Kaduna State. A community member, Gariba Tanimu, said the attackers returned around 10:12 p.m. on Saturday, seizing 6 adult men and 3 children aged between 12 and 15. A local leader who asked not to be named said the community has been under siege since November, forcing many residents to flee their homes and their farmlands. Now, for this conversation, we're joined by, from Kaduna by News Central's correspondent Emmanuel Bagudu, as well as Gloria Balasin, who is the Chief Executive Officer and founder of the House of Justice Group. Emmanuel, let's start with you. The governor has visited Kunminwali and has seen things firsthand. What's happened since then?
And his entourage discovering the enabling factors that actually attract these bandits to these hard-to-reach communities. He has acknowledged that, which is issues of infrastructure and, of course, basic amenities. So, of course, you had his promise there, the roads will be fixed, hospital will be fixed, so that access to the community will be free for security personnel. That is what it means. That is what it means by that governor's visit. That's the significance of the visit. At least they will start, the government will start by taking up its responsibility of ensuring that basic amenities are available to be able to allow security operatives have access to protect lives and property of the people of Kunminwali. Yeah.
All right, Gloria, thank you for joining us. Now, some would say that Kajuru land has been targeted for years, and you've been involved in it for years. What's the real issue here? Is it motorcycles now, as we heard? Does it run deeper?
Well, certainly it runs deeper, and there is a deja vu to what has happened with the incident of 18 January 2026, because the state was in exactly the same spot in February 2019, when the then governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, came out to say that 66 Fulanis had been killed, and later on he increased the numbers by 130, none of which happened. And so to have the government and government officials involved in suppressing evidence or in fabricating evidence of what does not exist is troubling. And the more troubling fact is to look at why the insurgency has continued and why Kajuru has continued to be an epicenter of attacks of insurgents, because it has never gone away. But if you have a cocktail of factors, like what you saw in that report, the inability of government's presence in the communities, and the failure of government to be accountable and to win the trust of the people, as well as the metastasization of the insecurity when there is no accountability for attacks, and you have criminal elements in the vicinity also join, that makes it complex and complicated. And when you add that also to the fact that people and individuals, well-meaning individuals who go out on self-defense are being attacked and imprisoned by the government, then you have a situation that is worse than complex and complicated. And so Kajuru needs to be a spotlight. And now that all of this has come full circle, we have to now ask the question, what is the resolution of this matter? Because it's the same area where you had in 2018 the paramount ruler of the Adara community, which also covers the Kajuru area, who was killed in questionable circumstances. This should provide a situation now where the government would say, we're stopping the clock to make this go away. And every issue that has to do with criminality and insurgency in Kajuru needs to be addressed. And I think that this is now the moment.
All right, let me come back to Emmanuel now. Emmanuel, has either the government or anyone else in the community said anything about the ransom demand of 29 million naira as an initial deposit?
Yes, just for the community, Dan Azumi Ishaku, leader of that community, told us that the bandits have already secured a negotiator who has called them to tell them that they should provide 17 motorbikes for them, which each of them costs 1.7 million. So in total, they should provide 29 million naira for them to buy motorbikes first, before they will start talking about negotiation. That is what the community leader told me. That's what all the committee members are telling me. But of course, the government is not responding on that issue because the idea of non-negotiation with bandits has taken the front line as far as insecurity is concerned generally in the state. Yeah.
All right, Gloria, if you wouldn't mind, let me come back to you. What would you say is the way forward from here? First was the denial, and now we have what has turned into a national embarrassment. And the police, as part of a meeting that the attack did occur also say that they're sending additional personnel to Kurmin Wali. So what are we expecting from here on?
The first issue that we need to address is accountability for those who denied that this incident happened. Now, why it is dangerous is that first, you cannot resolve what you don't admit happened. The second part is that the failure of the state to act promptly has made it more difficult, because if they had acted promptly, 177 people could not have been attacked without the government being able to remedy the situation. The third, which I would find very important, is that if they were citizens, if citizens had been the one who had denied the existence of this happening or had fabricated lies, they will be behind bars now. And we have to be able to elevate the accountability of leadership, so that when people have failed, it's not just enough to retract, because this retraction came as a result of citizens' pressure. The unwillingness of the citizens to back down despite threats from the Commissioner of Police and the Ministry of Internal Security, the Office of the Commissioner of Internal Security. They failed to back down, and they insisted that these things happened. And of course, the police knows it happened. It's not just, the police could not have said that, oh, they found that after they had gone to the scene and then discovered that they were in error. No, it was a grand cover-up. And so accountability for this is important, because, again, you must ask the difficult question: on whose side is the security agent on if they deny the occurrence of a heinous crime like this that happens? Now, the other issue is whether the government, how the government intends to go about getting these citizens back to their communities, which is important, and how they can return them back in safety. Now, that's not something that is complicated for our government, who have gone on just only recently to Benin Republic to deal with, a critical issue of saying that, oh, they wanted to protect Benin Republic from those who wanted to topple power, or indeed how they moved swiftly in the Rivers State government case, and they imposed, emergency rule. So the point is that the government knows exactly what to do. But we don't even want to have this cycle of every time communities are attacked, we come to look for solutions. I think that the Nigerian government and the security votes is so huge enough to ensure that this kind of incidents are prevented, and prevented at a large scale. So there needs to be a coordination, there needs to be more investment in prevention, and there needs to also be a stacking of the spines of communities so that there can be resilience, and to ensure that we don't get used to having this as a recurring decimal.
All right, we appreciate our guest, Gloria, for joining us and sharing her thoughts. And of course, News Central's Emmanuel Bagudu, who's also on standby, giving us an update from that region. And now to one of our top stories. Former Attorney General Abubakar Malami says the Department of State Services has denied him access to his family and legal team following his rearrest in Abuja. Malami faces money laundering charges alongside his wife and son. A federal high court had granted him bail of 500 million naira, but DSS operatives rearrested him shortly after his release, reportedly over claims that arms were found at his home. His media aide dismissed the allegation, warning that Malami's isolation raises concerns over his safety, legal rights, and potential political moves ahead of the 2027 Kebbi governorship race. You're still live with us on the 12 Report. We go on a short break, and when we come back, we've got more stories. Do stay with us. Israel, can you hear me? Yes. Who and who? Bongani and Israel. That's Efe. Okay. Okay, Israel, can you hear me? Huh? Bongani, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Mosugu, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Many thanks for staying with us. Now, a coalition of civil society groups has raised concerns over alleged unlawful demolitions, land grabbing and forced evictions in several underprivileged communities across Lagos State. At a press briefing in Lagos, the Coalition Against Demolition, Forced Eviction, Land Grabbing and Displacement accused authorities and private interests of targeting areas including Makoko, Oworonshoki, Owode Oniri and Ijora Badia. The group claims that at least 12 people have died following demolition exercises and eviction in Makoko since December 2025. News Central's Israel Ifarobo is at a press briefing and joins us now. Good afternoon, Israel. What have you been able to gather from the press conference on these alleged unlawful demolitions and land grabbing?
Well, hello, Blessings. Yes, so we are at the International Press Center here in Lagos, where this coalition will be having this press briefing in just a moment. They've not started yet. It's meant to be for 1 o'clock too, but I've been able to speak to some of the organizers here, and who are saying that what has happened so far across Lagos, you mentioned those areas already, Owode Oniri, Oronshoki as well. These areas, have experienced some sort of demolitions and by the state government due to one reason or the other. And this coalition, they've come here together today to say that there has to be a stop to all these unlawful demolitions and forceful evictions of Lagosians in a state that is indeed battling a housing crisis, so to speak. I will try to speak to one of the organizers of this press conference in a moment, but I do have a very, very worried victim here who is one of those who was evicted, from his home due to the evictions, and he will explain to us what exactly happened and how he has been able to move on with life ever since this happened. Thank you for talking to us. This is News Central Television. So, what's your name?
My name is Samuel Oluwalegaba.
So, you are a resident of where?
No, I am a trader in the Woodland spare part market.
The nearest spare part market. So what exactly happened to you?
It's a date not to recall again. Faithful day of March 6, 2025. Very early in the morning, some deadly boys with ammunitions, with caterpillars, with Lagos State Lascar, they invade our market by demolishing over 500 shops. No prior notice, no information, nothing was given to us. All we see is that we just see armed men, police officers bringing arms, shooting sporadically, demolishing people's property. Even people were killed in that process. No notice was given to us.
Do you say people were killed as well?
In that process, you were killed.
Is this confirmed?
Yes.
All right, News Central's correspondent there, Israel Ifarowa, giving us an update on the alleged unlawful demolition in Makoko area, along with some other areas. But News Central is on top of the situation. Now, more than 300 families are taking shelter at a community hall in Randfontein, west of Johannesburg, after a wave of armed attacks linked to illegal mining. Residents say they fled following days of targeted intimidation and violence by illegal miners. Activists warn the crisis exposes a lack of political will and ongoing failure to tackle unlawful mining operations. News Central's Bonganis Ziba reports from the ground with more.
Sorrowful situation that is here. If I could ask my colleagues, Bonelo, just to show you around here, it's the elderly, the young people, and also the school-going kids that have taken shelter in this place because that they were, like they're saying, that they were chased away by illegal miners at the residents, or rather at the communities where they were staying. But if we could move around just to try and speak to some of these residents who are here, just to hear from them, just to bring them to the conversation. Sawubona Baba Unjani. Just tell us what brought you here.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I'm Julian Namen by the name anyway. I'm an establisher of Sanko, and I'm also a member of Action SA. The thing that brought us is where we come from, the color is Pamoga Kulistula, Maza Mazama. But today, they must say, I want to abandon Lapa, so we decided to run away and look for a place of cover.
What exactly were these Zamazamas doing to you?
Hey, they were shooting us, taking our women, going and take our children, raping our ladies, all these corrupt things they were doing there in our places, and which lead us to now seek for help from our councillor.
Yes, Blessing, you can see it's more than 500 people here that have seek refuge. But we also have organizations that have come through just to help them with blankets. As you can see, they are handing over some blankets and also water just to help them out. Let me just bring them to the conversation. Why are you here today?
Today we are here to distribute blankets for families that are coming from the Sporon. These blankets come from the Arenda. Okay, this is donation from the Arenda as one of the companies in Randfontein. They are here to donate the blankets for the families that comes from the Sporon.
Well, that's all on the 12 report today. Remember, you may send your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number on the screen because we want to see what you see. Also do well to follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, GoTV channel 23, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I'm Blessings Wasugu.